Good evening and welcome to Love Angels Light TV. Tonight we have the beautiful Jenna Harman Psychic Medium, who is also on Moonstruck TV and Sacred Sessions with Jenna. Welcome, Jenna.
Hey. Hello,
Gina's
beautiful. Hello, the beautiful Eileen. I love sharing a frame of a monitor with you. It's awesome. You're awesome.
I love sharing the frame of the monitor with you too.
I actually feel like it's going to be a really good night tonight. I mean, I do readings all the time, but this afternoon, about 6 o'clock, 6:30, I started getting them vibes. And sometimes when it's going to be really awesome, I get really hypo vibes. Like I literally am like buzzing, like, so I know something, I kind of feel like something big's going to happen or something amazing is going to happen. I hope the electronics stay with us tonight because the vibration's really high. I can't wait. Let's get to it. Awesome. Let's get on. Where is everyone? Let's go.
I want to ask you one question.
You can ask me anything.
All right. So you're a medium, right?
Yeah. I actually am a medium now.
You're a medium, not a medium, not a small medium at large. No, my question is, with the medium stuff, how do you know spirit's there? Like, how do you decipher who it is, what it is, where it's from? Like, how do you know?
It's a good question. And the reason it's a good question is it's a multifaceted answered question. Because literally my mediumship is so natural that it's almost like just a little voice inside my head is constantly talking at me and I'm constantly talking at it, and then it's telling me stuff and all this kind of stuff. But then there's sometimes that someone else will see in front of me and it'll come a different way, like all of a sudden I just get bombarded with visions of things or signs. I get a lot of symbology. I might see like a rose or a heart or something, I might see the Cancer sign, but it doesn't always just mean someone's got cancer. It could be someone's in the star sign of Cancer, the birthday of the month is the 6th of the month. I mean, it's got multitudes and layers. So as I go on and I kind of do more and more readings, it's almost like I catalogue things and then it kind of starts to fit in a way. So even when the mediumship will come in a different way, it's like flicking another switch. And you kind of go, oh, okay, I've done it this way before, no worries, But there's a multitude of ways that it comes through, and it can literally, what I really like? I really like sometimes when I'm talking to somebody, even if it's a client or you, and someone will ask me a question and all of a sudden they just kick straight in and start answering you before I've even had a chance to kind of take in the question. I did a reading the other night and the husband and wife were sitting together and they're having a chat, and then he said an off the cuff remark, and then all of a sudden I went, well, your Nana's here, and she said, actually that was BS, because when you were a kid you were shy as, and he nearly fell off his chair because it was literally just a passing remark. And then I went, well, that's crap, you know what I mean? She's here and she's telling me da, 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 da. So it just depends on the energy. It depends on my energy I'm connecting with. I don't think that there's such a thing as a bad reading. I think there's a difference between my vibe and your vibe really kicks off and it's very smooth and easy and I don't have to push so much with my energy and my gift. And then there's other times when people are a little bit scared or a little bit reserved and unsure, and you've got to kind of push a little bit harder. And it's not the fact that their energy is not good with my energy. It's just the fact that if they're a little bit worried or scared, they're kind of pulling the aura quite close to the body. And when they're relaxed and whatnot, you will kind of beam your aura out. It's almost like you go, let's all connect, or let's all get in a good vibe together. But when you're scared or upset or anxious, it's almost like you pull that aura in kind of like a blanket around you, because when your aura is that tight, you don't tend to get any more impressions, or anyone else's energy doesn't kind of hit you so much and stuff. So it just depends. It comes in so many different ways. But to be quite honest, I'm on all the time. And when I say I'm on all the time, it doesn't mean that I say I'm reading people 24 hours a day. I'm just saying, like, there really is no difference between how I function most of the time and then when I'm doing a reading. All it means is I kind of mentally go, hey, okay, let's do that thing we can do.
That's
All
perfect.
right. It's kind of like having a three-way conversation. You have asked me a question. I then go into my head and my ears to my mind and puts the question in my head. And then I ask them, they then answer back to me. It's kind of like being bilingual when you've got to kind of interpret two different languages, but then answer you in one language and then have them be doing it in another language. So it's like kind of like I'm an interpreter in some ways. I guess that's probably the easiest way to describe it most of the time. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
It never stops. But as you know, because I whinge to you all the time. Let's be real.
All right, guys, we have one announcement before we get into readings, and we've got about 100 readings there. A couple of announcements. Number one, if you could share this feed, I would absolutely 100% love you forever. Not that I don't love you all already, but I'll love you more. So if you could share this this video, I would love you forever. Also, huge announcement. I was going to show you my crystal ball, but that's just because I'm sitting here playing with it. I've got this rose quartz sphere, and it's just beautiful, the energy coming off this sphere. So I thought tonight can be brought to us by the rose quartz sphere, because rose quartz is love, and it's healing, and it's all the beautiful things, which is what we're all about tonight. And number 2 or 3, depending on who's counting, I am launching the Love Angels Light Secret Squirrel Squad. It is a VIP group. If you would like to join that group, it's a subscription group. There will be readings weekly in there from me. There will possibly also be guests in there doing readings as well. It's going to be $17 a month. So we are launching that on the 23rd of June with a platform night with the beautiful Miss Jenna Harman. And it is a beautiful sphere. So we're launching that. And that particular event on the 23rd of June. Pardon?
That sphere might be waiting for me, I feel.
I'll just hold it here for the entire night.
You just do that, and let me just bask in its energy. Love it.
It is amazing. Yeah, so the 23rd of June at 8 p.m. It's a Tuesday night, a $20 Zoom exclusive night of readings and such from Jenna and myself. $20 per person. It will be exclusive. It will be limited spots. It will be all the beautiful things for the launch of my amazing VIP group, the Love Angels Light Secret Squirrel Squad. Yeah, get on that, guys. I'm super excited. All right, I am going to scroll back. I have people sharing, which is amazing. Thank you so much. I am going to scroll back. Let me have a look. All right. Miss Sky Pearson, you were first.
I can't say anything, but that's cool.
You can't see the comment flash up on the screen?
Oh, hold on a sec. Okay, there we go. Live comments. Yes. Private chat. No. That's okay, because it actually probably I should probably actually turn it off, because it would probably distract me a little bit, but that's okay. All righty.
Distract you. Yes, so the beautiful thing is I can bring them up on here. So Sky would like to know if there's anything for her tonight.
I want to talk about boys. So when I want to connect to you, Sky, I want to talk about there's either a guy around, or there's a man or I should say a man. Sorry, darling. There's definitely a man or a love connection around. I don't know if you've totally sealed the deal, as in you're fully together yet, or things are a bit not quite. I don't feel completely confident in the connection, put it that way. So if there are some things going on, or things are a bit confusing, whatnot, I actually want to encourage you to give it time. I feel like I want to put you on the sideline for a minute. So they're actually asking me to kind of just pause things right now, meaning they want you to kind of take a time out. I'm going to turn the chat thingy off. Right, good. They're actually asking me to take a time out, because I feel like I don't want to jump into we're going to get okay. I feel like there's changes coming on, and I feel like I don't want to jump into any sort of decision making. So if at the moment you're with somebody and there's some change coming up, because I do get doors shutting and opening, I also feel like I'm not completely satisfied in my journey where you're at, meaning I feel like there's going to be movement around for you. So I would be looking at job sector, and I would be looking at possible home move eventually, but I kind of feel like that might be next year, and it might be an opportunity where you either move out, move in, or move rental properties with somebody, because I feel like I'm going, it's a planned thing, and I'm not going to be alone when I do it. So I do feel like there's changes and things like that around. I also want to ask you, what's going on with mum at the moment, honey? And the only reason I say that is because someone's yelling mum at me. Now, that is nothing to be worried about. Please don't freak. What I'm saying is, they're saying to me there's changes going on around mum. And sometimes those in the spirit world will actually jump in with something like that and kind of start to say mum. I mean, quite frankly, it could be mum's mum, mum's dad, mum's auntie. But what I'm saying is they want to say that they're aware of the changes around mum, and they're not bad. So whether mum's looking at changing jobs, going on holiday, these are the things I get more so. Money, holiday, and home. I don't know if there's renovations, changing home, thinking about move, thinking about changing things around, or that they have just done the yards or something. They're talking about being aware of the change going on around mum. So for you and the relationship, sweetheart, at the moment, what I'm saying to you is, if you do feel like you want to change some things up, or you want to kind of acknowledge some things maybe you're not completely great, like feeling great about, all they're asking is go ahead and do what you need to do, but all they're asking is that you sleep on it, sort of thing. And what they're making me feel like, you may be very much like me, who jumps guns when I'm in an emotional state and regrets the way I do things. So that's what they're saying to you, darling. Don't be like, Jenna, actually wait, have a breather. Make sure you really believe, or you really want to go with what you were going to do yesterday. And if you wait overnight or give yourself a couple of days, you may feel differently. I also feel like in that time space, something may change as well. So it may be a case of the fact that you just stop this for a day, and then they step forward and kind of change things anyway, with kind of, sorry, babe, or hey, things have been whatever, and just acknowledging. So I kind of feel like while you're on the hold, and you kind of, I feel like they may step forward and actually take a little bit of pressure off you anyway. But they really want to encourage you to. I also want to say that there is an humanitarian vibration around you, meaning that there's someone that works giving, healing, whether that's nursing, looking after somebody. There's something about a job of giving, of being of service, and it's definitely around your family tree. But they also want to kind of, I don't know if you're completely content with what you're doing with your life, your job, whatnot. But I kind of feel like there's going to be a bit of a soul search coming up for you, to kind of see where you want to go and the changes you want to make. I still feel like you're young and beautiful and whatnot ever. So you got all the time in the world, doll. But I just kind of feel like there's a part of you that's a little bit maturing in a way. And there's a little bit like, what do I actually want to do with my life? How do I see my life going? What I want to do in the next 5 years? Where's my life? What can I put in place? And so that's basically what they got for you, darling. There's definitely a lady in spirit. She's coming around. She wants to acknowledge mum. She also wants to send a lot of love. I feel like there is a sister vibration or another female I need to acknowledge. So there must be you, mum, and either a sister, you, mum, and a sister-in-law. There's another female, or whether mum's got a sister. That's the only places I'd go. But there's another female that we have not acknowledged that needs to be acknowledged, and that's from them. So I just want to say to you, at the moment, there's some changes coming up. Please take your time in making these decisions. Don't be like me and let your emotion force your hand, because often we end up with egg on our face because we get all gung-ho in the moment, in the emotion, and then we look like crazies. Well, I'm speaking about me now, darling. Anyway, so They're just asking you to take your time. They're asking you to kind of look in what you want to do. There is change. There is movement. I don't feel like I want to say to you, if you are worried about the relationship possibly not being anymore, I don't get that. So if that's where you're kind of going, oh, are we still happy? I still feel a journey, sweetheart, and I still see it journeying on to at least November, December. So there's still a bit of mileage there, babe. And I'm going to leave that with you. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for your time. And thank you for coming and supporting us tonight.
Thank you, Jen. I love the echo coming back from your side.
I can't hear it. I'm sorry. I don't
That's
know what
not you,
it
it's
is.
me.
Okay. Echo.
It's the sound when I speak, it's the sound on your computer. It's all good.
It's probably the laptop, because I'm on the laptop and it's got the cord in charging. So I think it's just the little fan. So Mary,
No,
yeah.
we're not sure.
Hello.
Because you've got the sound on your side.
That's okay. So is that Marianne? Is Marianne next? Or, I was going to say thank you for coming anyway, Marianne. I was going to acknowledge Marianne anyway. Hello, Marianne. How are you? Ooh. Where's the family of 3 or 4 around you, honey? And when I say, why is it 3 and 4, they're telling me it's still 4. I just don't believe one's there. So whether you've got an older sibling that's moved out or someone's just not living at home anymore, we're talking about one not being in the home or one being out of the home, put it that way. I want to talk about, I feel like there's a grandparents in spirit for you, a whole set, like Poppy and Nanny, because it's like they're having a little debate. It's almost like Nanny and Poppy, or the couple in spirit over here, having a little quarrel, like, oh, that's the one. It's kind of like the lady's trying to speak, and then the guy's like, hey, don't forget to say, and she's like, oh, shut up, well, you're interrupting again. Like, it's almost that they're having a little stick and back and forth. So I definitely want to say that there's definitely an old lady in spirit and an old gentleman in spirit as well for you, honey. I want to say that I feel like the letter N comes up. I also want to say to you, where's the Scorpio? Or I'm seeing the Scorpio symbology, like the star sign Scorpio. So if you don't know, that would be end of October to the middle of November. I also would like to acknowledge very sensitively that they are acknowledging a baby star. And what I have found lately, some of my symbologies are starting to change, and I feel like I'm starting to work with 2 new guides. So what I'm going to say to you is, the symbology that I get at the moment with the star and the way I'm seeing the star is, I would like to acknowledge that there has been, or there is, a little spirit in the world of spirit for your family. So I don't know where that comes in, and I'm going to be just leaving that part with you. And what I will say to you, all the people that are listening, is whether a baby makes it here or it doesn't make it here, it already knows on conception that there is a chance that it may not make it here. There's also, it's also kind of a karmic thing that the mother and the baby, or the father and the baby, or the family and the baby, we make these contracts before we come. So whether there is a miscarriage, a medical termination, a termination of choice and circumstance, a baby doesn't make it, a baby is just lost, it literally should always come under the same umbrella of the fact that something really, really not nice just happened, regardless of how it happened, and you need to heal, love yourself, and get past it. There is no need for blame, shame, or anything like that. We're talking about a karmic link. So that little soul agreed to do this with you and for you and through you and whatever else. And it knows there could be decisions, there could be circumstance that the little one doesn't make it, and it comes anyway. And it also fulfills some of its own karma. Now, sometimes people might go through a whole lifetime before that lifetime and never feel loved by a mother, or never feel loved and wanted. So even that, say, X amount of weeks, X amount of minutes, X amount of months, that baby gets that love it never had. So in a way, if that's the karmic link, and I don't mean that they're always that karmic link, but this is just an example, that baby may come and feel the love that it needed. And then if it doesn't end up being born here for its little soul, it's already ticked that box and it's done it through the love of you and your family and everyone involved. So please just, anyone out there that has any blame or anything, or they're holding on to anything they don't need to, please allow that to leave you. Please allow yourself to heal. Please allow yourself to love yourself and stop judging yourself. And please be inspired by that little spirit and go, hey, they came here through love for me. And now I'm going to honor them by stopping the negativity and loving myself and going forward and having the best journey I can in their name. End of. Okay, so getting back to Marianne. Marianne, I feel like there's a beautiful little spirit in your family tree. It's a little tiny star, sweetheart. You may not be aware. It may be something sensitive, so I'm going to leave it up to your judgment as to where you could possibly ask, or mum, sisters, whatever. I will leave it up to your judgment whether you even want to ask the question. You may even already know, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to leave that with you. I also get the letter N. I also want to say that I feel like I got males around me or guys around me and full-on car freaks. So I don't know if they're right into their car, they like to get in and do up their car and get all greasy. I don't know if you've got either a brother or a partner and all these mates get together and they get a bit stupid and do doughies in car parks somewhere or industrial areas or whatever. But this is the kind of stuff I'm saying, like, yeah, we love this fast and furious. And I'm not saying they're dangerous like that. I'm just saying they're right into cars and, fuel and speed and stuff. I understand. I do. Anyway, I just want to say that I feel like there's a connection around you. I also want to say who is into their hair, and I know that sounds weird, but all of a sudden it's like, I don't know if someone's a hairdresser or someone loves doing hair, or you just are into your hair, or someone around you is. But it's almost like I wanted to say who is the hairdresser, but I don't tend to feel like I want to follow that up with an actual trade certificate or anything. So I also wanted to say that to you. I also wanted to say, where do the three girls come in? Is it you and two besties, or is it you and two sisters? It's almost like I want to talk about the three girls in particularly. I also want to say, is there a connection with your family tree in Victoria or south of where you live? Because whoever's coming in now, and I feel like it's a male, I feel like it's Poppy or a male that would have been kind of head of the family, because he's talking about the whole umbrella of his people, which is different to a dad. He'll kind of go, there's my people. This Poppy's talking about his people, all from him, sort of thing. So I want to say that I want to connect to the male in spirit, and he's talking about the Victoria or down toward that area of location. So I don't know if some of your family tree have come from that way or there is a connection. I also want to say who likes to sing or perform, or who likes karaoke. Not saying they're the best, not saying they're the worst. But I also wanted to say who's the music or musician. But I did want to say someone likes to sing, definitely wants to get up. I also don't. Where does the bracelet come in, though, darling? Can I ask? It's almost like I was talking about the singing, and all of a sudden I saw a gold bracelet with all these little charms all over. So I didn't know if that was significant to you. But I will give you that. I also want to say to you, darling, that I want you to really start looking after you, as in what you're eating, what you're drinking, and it's not what you're drinking and what you're eating. I don't know if you're eating and drinking often enough, because all of a sudden I was tuning into you, and I kind of felt like I had low sugar, or that I felt like kind of dizzy and kind of out of it a bit. And I kind of, it was like I wanted to say, have you had lunch yet? Because like it's halfway through the day or something. So I don't know if times you're really busy and you skip meals. I don't know if you just go, I'm fine. No, you're not, honey, because if I'm feeling it, it's going to be something you're going to feel if you haven't already felt it. So if you haven't already kind of had some dizzy spells, or kind of like, oh, I haven't drank anything in like the last 2 hours, or I've been flat chatting I'll skip lunch today, don't worry about it. I know that at the time you don't think it's going to do much to you, and it probably won't if it's just one here and one there, but I don't think that's what's happening here, honey. I want to look at your health as in the food you're eating, what you're not eating, and what you're not getting. And basically, I'm not worried about you, but I do think if you get on top of this kind of food and liquid intake thing, you'll be fine. It's just that at the moment, I kind of feel a bit like I'm not on top of things. Energy-wise, I'm not completely yay. And it's all, and as I said, I feel a little spacey in the head, almost like, oh God, mashed potato brain, sort of needs some fuel to keep going. So what I would like to say to you is just try and be on top of that. Well, I know we're all busy, and I know it's easy to say, trust me, we're all busy. But to say that you're that busy, you can't make sure you have a drink or keep your fluids up is a bit ridiculous. I love ya, but it's ridiculous. And you need to look after yourself because no one else is, darling. Okay? So please just give yourself the best start in the day. Like, we can't all do everything we want to achieve, but what we can do, we can look after ourselves a little bit and make things not so hard on ourselves. Darling, little smack, get on it. Look after yourself. Much love.
We actually had a question.
Go for it.
Do the babies that passed away, do they keep growing on the other side?
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you a scenario. It's probably just easier to explain it this way. So I lost a child. I lost a child 8 years ago, and so if I lost my child and I went to have a reading, say, it is possible, yes, for the medium or whoever to say there's a little girl here. They may not say your 500-gram baby is here, but they may say to me, "We've got a little girl here. She looks about 6, maybe 7, or depend on height and stuff." So it's not that they grow for them in the spirit world, because realistically, there's no need for that. Their physical body was only going to be born to this side of life. So when they go back to the spirit world, they're back to the soul that they always have been. But for me, for my healing, for my growth, for me to know your daughter is here, if someone said to me something other than what I believe her to be, or the age and stage, say, I mightn't believe them. If they turn around and go, "Oh, the little tiny baby's here," no, you'd go, "Okay, well, yeah, I lost a child, but that was however many years ago," So they will show themselves at certain ages and stages, and they will for your benefit, not theirs. I mean, once they're not alive, they discard the body, which I guess would feel like getting rid of 1,000 tons off your shoulders, because once you're back to that soul, you are literally energy. You're so light. You're back to being part of the universe, almost. Well, realistically, you are part of the universe. So when I say things like, "Oh no, can these people handle this?" Okay, all right, here it is. Okay, so you go back to being the beautiful source or stardust or whatever you want to call it. So babies and people will show themselves. The funny thing about the question is, kind of leads over here a little bit. Now, the older people that pass away, they can come through looking how smick and sexy they thought they did when they were 45. They might come back and go, "Hey, when I was 45, I was pretty sexy, so I'm going to look like that." And I might go, "Oh, your nana's here. I know she made old bones, but she's showing me like she's pretty rocking it." And then they go, "Oh, I got a picture of her there. That photo, I got her. That's about how old she was, So, look, anytime they turn up and they show themselves looking anything, it is only for the benefit of you, the person getting the message, because they are not of a body anymore. They are going back to the essence of what they are, which is pure energy that can go anywhere, do anything, see anything, explore the whole universe in an instant of thought. a desire, boom, gone. You name it, they can do it. It's only when we're here that we inhabit this heavy carcass of a body that kind of has to ground us and hold us here. It's kind of like if you think of the soul as like a helium balloon, it needs to be anchored down, otherwise it's going to go back, where it can go. Same sort of thing. But for your benefit, the baby will come through and say, this is my mom. Like they might come through to the reader and go, this is my mom.
Yeah.
I passed away. I was, 10 years ago or whatever it is. And they might show themselves as a 10-year-old little girl to the reader. And the reader doesn't know how old the baby was or that you even lost a little child. Sometimes they might say, hey, there's a little girl here. And someone might go, oh, I lost a little girl. That makes sense. It's for our benefit only. To answer your question.
All right. Gina was waiting in the feed when we started, so I thought I'd pop her question up.
Gina. I'm trying to, like, when I read your question, this is the other way I can try and connect with my things and my gifts and whatnot. And I'm really focusing and honing in on the 26-year-old son. And I will say to you that not often through me, and this is different for all different readers. You might get someone that has it all the time. But for me personally, and I'm unique to myself, so this is just the thing that I do. But not often people will actually play by play go through how they passed away. When I'm connecting to your 26-year-old son's energy, first and foremost, I am apologetic. I want to apologize for the impact that my passing had on you and the family and what it then brought to the table, what then resulted because of it come from it or didn't come from it, either, whatever. What I will say is this. Your son's not taking responsibility for his passing, but he is saying that there was partial part that was what was on his shoulders or whatnot. So sometimes they can come through, for example, and they might say, I don't want to talk about how I passed, but what I will say is this: I put myself in the wrong place at the wrong time, or my choices led me to eventually go that way. Or I decided to hang out with a really bad girl, or I decided to hang with all these wrong people, whichever way it goes. All I mostly get from your son, realistically, is that he wants to say, one, he hears you. He's very sorry for how this impacted everybody. And when I hone in on that thought and that emotion, I go to imagery of you and your grief and the moments when you would most likely be calling out and talking to the heavens or asking why, to be quite honest. When I'm talking about or honing into the mother, I feel more relieved at the end of the journey. So, and with all due respect, I'm not saying, yay, that was great. Not at all. What I'm saying is that soul, when it left, there was a relief. So it was almost like, great, I don't have to deal with that body no more. Great, I don't have to deal with my medication, my health, my limitation, whichever way. So your son comes through with love and he wants to stick his arms around you. And I feel like when he wrapped his arms around you, it was almost like he was that much taller that his arms would kind of go around the back of your neck area into his chest. So you're into the chest and like he's that much taller than you, or was that much taller than you. I also want to say to you that I send you so, so much love, and I've watched you a lot. I'm so proud of what you've done with yourself. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm telling you, he is so proud of what you've done. I feel like you've really changed your life. So whether you've gone off and you've been inspired to go and open yourself up and take a left on the path instead of just following it straight down the road, he is saying to me that you've been inspiring. So he wants to clap you. And when they clap you from the spirit world, it is a huge thing. And the reason it's a huge thing is when they clap you from the spirit world, they tell me in that moment that you took your power, made your decisions, changed things for yourself. And because of that, your path went into a wishbone and it went that way. And you literally changed your life. Because if you didn't take that turn, you would have continued down the same old road and wouldn't be as great as you are at this moment in your life. Okay, so I want to say to you when I'm going back to 26-year-old that I'm talking about being around another male. So there must have been a younger brother or there's a younger male because I feel like I keep my eye on them. I'm around them a lot. I feel like I want to pat them on the head. So it makes me feel like maybe younger sibling once again. I also want to say to you when I'm going back to the mother was relieved. I don't know if her legs or her mobility was a very big problem toward the end. But when I am trying to tune into her, I'm looking at a lady who's very kind of happy to not be in that predicament anymore. And it's almost like she wants to kind of move around, to kind of show me like, look, it's all working. I can do it all. I'm dancing. I can dance. I almost want to do one of those old fashioned hop skips where we kind of click our heels like boop, boop, Mary Poppins style. So like, look, it's her way of saying to you, I'm fine. I'm restored. None of this matters to me anymore. I'm out of that, definitely. I also want to say she puts a white rose forward to you. She's offering you peace and love, and she offers the white rose. Now, that's kind of symbolic because they can give you roses and stuff, but it's often different colors, means different things and whatnot else. It's something about, she wants to mention something about the clothes that she got placed in or put in. I don't know if you guys put something special, a brooch, something. She's almost highlighting the top half of her chest area. So I don't know if it was a dress or a buttoned shirt or something. And I don't know why, but I almost wanted to connect it to the white rose again. So I don't know if she's talking about the white top, the white dress, something, but she wants to acknowledge about something that she wore or was wearing there. I also want to say that times are going to get better. I feel like I want to go around 2 other children, so I'm going to say that he must have another 2 children. But I'm keeping my eye on them. But there's so much encouragement right now that they're really kind of on their paths doing their thing. Please don't fret. No one's going to be doing a me, in other words. So no one's going to be leaving your journey. No one's going to be, that kind of pain is not going to cross your path again. So please don't fret too much. With all due respect, darling, your beautiful 26-year-old son's life was his life. And your other children are your other children. And their paths and their journeys are going to be completely unique to them. And he doesn't want you to worry. And that may be also why that white rose is coming, to give you the peace, to bring you peace and peace in your mind. I get yellow too when I'm tapping into mum. So, and I want to say something about birds. So I don't know if you find feathers or you have a bird or mum had a canary, but there's something to do with birds and wings and feathers. I also want to acknowledge that the 2nd or the number 2 is significant, you know. Okay, yeah, okay, cool, awesome. The number 2 is significant as well. I don't know if it's about what was just put up on the screen or that February is symbolic as well. I also want to encourage you. Where's the Bible? Did your mum have a Bible, or is there a Bible? There's something about an old book, and it looks like Bible pages to me. It looks like Bible paper to me. So I don't know if that meant she had her belief system and she believed in God. But I want to put that back to Mum and you, to be quite honest. But it looked like a Bible, just a small palm-sized kind of one. But I also want to say there's a smell as well that's associated. And actually, I didn't know if that was still a male because I didn't know. I thought I heard the word cologne, not perfume. So, listen, I feel like they're going to come and give you some signs in the next couple of days, and I'm asking them to mentally because I feel like you just need that validation. And once you kind of have a little bit of validation, it may just ease your mind a little bit more. I also want to encourage you to start painting, being creative, expressing yourself through color, drawing, therapy, whichever way it goes. I don't care if you can draw a stick figure or what. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. It's more about what it encourages to come out of you rather than you being Picasso and selling them for thousands and millions of dollars. So it's going to be priceless for you to get onto that. So don't worry about it. I don't care if you sit there and paint rainbows over and over because you can draw the lines of rainbows and not be so self-critical about your artistry. But anyway, I just feel like there really needs to be some expression, and it could be something that you do around the little grandkids, get them out. I also feel like there's a little girl who sees things, is sensitive around you. So once again, the painting and the artistry could really open her up and make her kind of feel relaxed to talk about the things she sees, how she sees the world. I get very fairy kind of energy around her. So it's very light, very loving. I get very giddy. I wanna giddy. I wanna giggle like a little girl. Like it's really beautiful. Almost like Tinkerbell sort of stuff. So, you know, it could be a really great way for you to connect with your grandkids as well. I mean, you can go to the chibi shop and get the tiny little frames of canvas. They're not dear. Get them to paint for you, and then they can start a wall of all their beautiful paintworks and stuff. But look, sweetheart, they're very much around you. I also want to have a couple with you, so I don't know who that is or who that's referenced to, but it was a proper mug. I will say that it wasn't. I actually feel like I wanted to go to the male. I don't know if Dad's there or a male figure that would have been around you, but he's coming in with a mug of coffee, and usually the ladies will have the tea and salsa. So, but I will leave that with you. They want to definitely know you're around. I'm asking him in the next week to 2 weeks to really kind of come around, give you signs, touch your shoulder, have a smell, have some bird feathers flying in your face, whichever way it goes. I'm asking them to make contact because I really do believe that would really help your heart, darling. Just know they've never left you. They hear all the things that you send them in your prayers, and they are around you a lot. And your son comes up from behind and he gives you them big bear hugs all the time. He loves you.
All right, so her son has Brown syndrome, and she was pregnant when she lost him.
Can I just say to you, that my heart goes out to you in a very personal way, and I know how that can feel. I don't like when people say to me, I know how you feel. No, you don't know how I feel. You know how you felt when things happened to you, and you now know how terrible that feels. And that's why I respectfully want to say to you, my heart goes out to you. Sometimes in this life, we can have things that happen to us that are just tragic, and there's nothing else you can say about them. There are no words, there are no comfort, there is no anything. But what I can say to you, sweetheart, is I will send my thoughts and my prayers to you, if you ever do want to have a chat, come find me. I've lost children and things like that. So if I can ever help you alleviate that pain, please allow me to. I would really love to help you. So if you need me, you know where to find me. Your beautiful boy is always around you, honey. We never lose anybody. That's the truth. We may not be able to hug them and physically connect with them like that anymore, but I swear to you, we never lose them. We never do. And, you know, their energy and our energy is always together, and they are literally as far away as a thought. And as soon as you think of them, it's like a magnetic force. And by the way, my darling, where else would your boy be but around his mama?
That's right.
Thank you so much love, honey.
All right. So what we people rallying around her. So Kylie saying that's definitely your mum, and then Gemma, her daughter-in-law. Is that right, Gemma? That was beautifully worded. So, you know, it's just beautiful. This beautiful family are so lovely and such a close-knit bunch.
And they will all get themselves through it all. It's the love that they have for each other and the love and the support that they can give each other. That doesn't make things change for what has happened. But it can really bring out the humanity in each other to the point where we're just real and raw, and we know the pain, and we love each other, and we help each other, and we support each other every single step of the way. And sometimes that can be the gift.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
You're so welcome, Tina. Much love to you, darling.
All right, Kyle Pierce, just for your benefit, you know, we already sort of explained about the child coming through to us in the age they would be now rather than the age they passed. So it is entirely possible that Jenna's beautiful little son would appear as a 26-year-old.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Absolutely, because that would be something she could resonate with. When we lose a child, each and every day we count forward, and we think about what they look like now, and what would they sound like, and what would their laugh be, and all these things that, I'm sure all parents, whether you're the female, the male, it doesn't matter. Anyone that loses a child, we're all human. We are all beings that have hearts and souls, and a loss is a loss. A loss is a loss. So yes, absolutely. It would bring Gina comfort in a way. So if she went to a reading and she's like, "Oh God, I just want to hear from my boy. That's all I want to hear from." So if he appears to the reader as a 26-year-old child, she goes, "Yes, you know why? Because it's been 26 years. That makes sense." It would also make sense if they said to Gina, "There's a baby around you. There's a baby boy around you." That would make sense too. But the last thing they want to do from the spirit world is to bring any information that would confuse, therefore hurt, therefore hinder, therefore literally do the exact opposite to what they're hoping to do for you. So they would bring it to you in your terms so that the healing could definitely take place that's needed to take place. Yeah.
That's incredible. All right. I had a question and then I scrolled to Cynthia's comments.
That's okay. It's all right.
All right. Okay, so Danina and Robin, are you guys still here? Because I had your questions there ready to go a minute ago. But I don't want to put people up who aren't here still, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes you'll click in and it'll be chat, and you'll go, taking too long.
Can I just say, when we first started the room, I started getting things. So while you're scrolling and looking, can I just throw some stuff out to the room that was starting to come through? I definitely felt like I had a, oh, maybe I already did this. I felt that it was connected to a Linda. And then I thought I heard the name Mindy or Mandy, one or the other. Then I started getting nausea and indigestion. I also got the 3rd or the 4th, so I wasn't sure if it was a March or an April connection. Also got Nick or Nicole, and that's where I kind of stopped. So anyway, if anyone can take that, feel free to kind of raise your hand or tell Eileen, I can take that, I can take that. I'll see if there's anything more for you. But yeah, who surfs? Is there a guy in the room? I feel like I want to talk about male and young now. I feel like I would love to. I'm not going to say I'm not going to go to Dania. I'm just saying I feel like there's a connection to a male and there's a connection to surfing or the ocean. I definitely want to talk about a man that did not make old bones. Well, the impression I'm getting about the male energy is not someone that died old. I would actually get them say maybe 40 maximum. Definitely want to put it with a surf or a surf beach lifestyle panel van kind of background. We'll say that there might have been substances in the journey, but not necessarily saying that's what took them, because they're not claiming that. But I do feel there may have been substances. Kind of feel like a loner in the energy of the person, so I don't know if they kind of kept for themselves, but definitely around. Okay, Danielle.
Oh my God.
Hold up.
Oops, wait. Not that one. Here we go. Here's
Kyle.
Kyle.
I bloody knew it was you when you said, "Where's Kyle?" And then it started coming in. I'm thinking, I wonder if that's for Kyle, eh? Ah, well, hello, Kyle. Come on down. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Your mom's name's Nicole. Yeah. Listen, I feel like when I'm tuning into the bellyache or whatnot, I feel it's because you find it hard to digest emotion, my darling. Meaning every time you're stressed, anxious, anything like that, you kind of have a bit of anxiety. You're quite quiet. I feel like you suck a lot of your emotion in at times, and you might be quite private, something I'm not. And in regards to that, when you are in that space, I do get that you get the churning of the stomach and that sort of thing. Let me say to you though, Kyle, I feel like you're a beautiful soul, but for some reason, darling, I want to hug you. So I don't know what it is that has happened to you on your journey. And I'm not saying like it's the most horrid thing, but what I'm saying is there is a part of your spirit and a part of your soul that makes me want to hug you because I feel like I need to give you that kind of love back, if that makes sense. I feel like you're quite a loving person and there's quite a generosity there to you, darling. But I kind of feel like that may be taken a bit too much for granted, if you get me. And I want to say to you, I get it. Once again, I get that humanitarian vibe here, Kyle. So I don't know if you do stuff for people or you're just one of them guys that see someone down and out or see someone could use $5 for a meal or whatever. I get that about you. Sensitive. Look, honey, you've got a beautiful energy and a beautiful soul. And I really want to encourage you to continue to be that way. I also want to say that I don't know if your dad's in spirit or that there's someone in connection with your dad, because this is the thing about them in spirit. It could quite well be your grandfather or your dad's uncle, but the fact is they're saying dad to me to tell you. So it could be dad, but I kind of feel like it's more likely the male connected to dad. So I'm going to say, is your grandfather passed? That was on your dad's side of the family. I feel like they're yelling dad at me because dad's the connector. See, between you and them, there's dad in between. So I kind of feel like it's kind of grandfather to you, but they're connecting on dad's side of the family. So I would be saying to you, is your dad's dad passed away? I also want to say to you, was it you that had the really white blonde hair or the really light blonde hair when you were a kid? And did your mum ever give you one of them terrible bowl haircuts? Because that's what I'm kind of saying, my doll. And I'm kind of saying that in the old kind of old style. Years recently, okay. And I'm kind of saying, okay, yeah, great. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing you in the old fashioned, like I see you as a young guy, I see you as light coloured hair, and I get board shorts still on you as well. No top. So it makes me feel like once again you're a sun baby down in the elements doing your thing. I also, have you ever been to Hawaii, Kyle? Did you have any connection to Hawaii or anything to do with the Hawaiian theme, Hawaiian spirituality, Hawaiian massage? You did? Of course you did, Carl, because that's what they told me, darling. You had your white bowl hair cut. God love you. God love you. I feel bad for you now. I don't feel bad for you now. I feel bad for you back then. But do you have any, is there any connection to Hawaii, doll? You haven't been to, okay, I'm telling you now, I want to send you tropical. I want to send you there. I'm telling you, I want to send you to Hawaii. So I'm telling you now, Carl, whether you inbox me in 6 months or 12 months and say, hey, Jenna, guess what? Come back from Hawaii, baby. Went over there, totally unexpected, but I got there. There's something paradise here. Like, I don't even know where you are. You could be in the US. I don't know where you are. But I'm telling you now, there's something paradisey. So if you're not from a place that could go to Hawaii, I'm putting you tropical island, man. I'm telling you now. So I'm telling you, no. You will come back and tell me. Someone's just gone to Hawaii. Guess what? My mum just booked a Hawaii holiday. Or guess what? Going to Hawaii in November. I'm telling you, you will futuristically validate me, boy. Anyway, well, where's the artistry around you though? It's almost like once again, I want you being self-expressive and kind of you've got a craft or there's something you can do that is very self-expressive. This is the thing. Currently you're doing something you can do that fulfills you enough to give you money and put food in your mouth. Yes, it's not floating your boat at all. And to be quite honest, sometimes you can get a little saboteur about it, meaning you really don't like it. You really wish you could do something else, but you really wouldn't come out and go, you know what, sticky job. Hey. So the saboteur will come out and you'll start being a bit lazy at work and you'll take a long lunch break and you mightn't come to work on time. And yeah, so look, there's really education in bioengineering and you go there. My advice to you before even that comment come up was you need to get on the one that really floats your boat, the one that really challenges you. You are hungry. You need to be stimulated. You need to always feel like you're doing. So whether that's mentally while you're at work or physically, okay, there's your artistry, the music, good boy. I'm sorry to say, boy, it's very condescending. You're probably a big man, you know, so sorry. Good on you, man. Go, man. But listen, I'm going to say this to you. There is a section of you that can be lazy. And I'm not saying this like a negative. We're all lazy. Don't get me wrong. I'm lazy. Okay? But what I mean to say is I want you to make your decisions based on a futuristic long-term thing. I want you to base your decisions on the jobs that you take based on what you feel will really feed you mentally and kind of you need to be interested, to care, to want to do something. So I want you to look at the one that will literally feed your soul that way, will keep things interesting. The one that keeps you thinking, keeps you on your toes, give you something better. Think about more to think about. I don't want you to settle for what you can do. Because what you can do is only a band-aid, and in a couple more years, you'll be right back here right now going, I don't want to do this anymore. I should change my job. And I'll be like, you know what, Carl, we talked about this 2 years ago, dude. Tried 2 years ago. You could have been there 2 years ago. I'm kidding, you know. Love, 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 love. But yeah, no, look, Carl, there's a lot of great energy around you. I actually think you'd be like a bit of a life of a party kind of person, because that's how I'm kind of vibing off you. But yeah, listen, you are very, very, and so I encourage you to go for the one that's going to keep this amused and interested, and the one that actually, it's almost like if you feed this all day long the right way, you feel so much better about yourself and life, and things feel better because you've had that mental all day, you know. So I want you to do that. I want you to know your weaknesses and your strengths, and I want you to look at it futuristically to what will really float your boat. You are very, what's that word? Okay. It's like, I want to say you're ambidextrous, almost, like, you know, like you can do everything with each hand. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you've got many hands in many cookie jars. Do you know what I mean? There you go, Pebs. All I'm saying is, you know, out of the 2 options or possible 3 options, you know which one actually floats your boat the best. You get a bit, but that's natural. We all go, oh, if I jump on that one, is that really going to do it for me? Yeah, it will. And to be quite honest, that's not what you'll be doing forever and a day anyway. In the field you're going into, you will definitely do the jobs that you're looking at, but I actually get you traveling, helping in the environment. I actually get you going to different countries. You might end up being one of them people that ends up teaching them how to make well water come into their village, that sort of stuff. I feel like there's this humanitarian vibe about you, honey. And I reckon the second half of your life, like when you kind of got the kids in college and shit. Sorry, when you got the kids in college and stuff, I believe you are. He's literally ambidextrous. Can you believe that? No? Jenna's done. Good night, everybody. It's been nice. Okay, look, I really feel like in the second half of your life, like when you have the kids and they're in college, and it's kind of like, what do I want to do? I feel like you'd be one of them guys that goes, you know what, I'm going to go out and help the world now. I've made millions. I've made heaps of money. I bought my house. I've raised my kids. You know what I mean? I'm going to go out and help build like little villages and stuff for people, or go and, you know, clean up their environment, or whichever way it goes. I feel like you got this humanitarian heart, babe, and it's going to really rock you later in your life. So much love. You're welcome.
Wow, that's great, Jenna.
It's them. Listen,
all right,
this is not me.
Let's head back to Danina, if Danina is still here.
What?
I said, let's go back to Danina if Danina is still here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, did I miss her altogether? Danina. Come on, then.
Danina, yeah, because you had the
finished with ya, Danina.
What'd you say?
I wasn't finished with ya, Danina.
We didn't start with Danina because you had all of that come through.
Yeah. You're welcome, Carl. Hang 10 for me, baby.
I'm just trying to find Danina's comment. Here we go.
Just sitting here robbing a bit train.
She was just asking for anything from Spirit.
Danina, why are you asking me when you clearly have a spiritual gift yourself? I'm a kidder. Don't be offended. Honestly, I'm a jokester. I mean no offense. I love everybody. But honestly, sweetheart, I feel like you got a mass gift in the healing, first and foremost. I'm not saying that's the only place your gift's going to go, but I reckon you've got a real connection to the healing elements. Definitely. I see spinal column work and energy with you, so I don't know if your back is actually your issue, or that you have helped somebody who has had that situation. When I see your eyes, when I look into your eyes, I definitely, okay, there's definitely male in spirit for you, darling. Actually, there's a couple. I don't know if it's your dad and your dad's brother, or there's quite a few, maybe 2 to 3 men in a row kind of come on in. I also feel like you had a grandmother that was a very particular lady, meaning she was a lady. Everything had a place, everything was spick and span, everything was on board. And she comes through quite lovely, but she was very serious about things. So what I want to say is she was very nice and loving and emotionally yay and beautiful. But what I'm saying is she was very serious. What she believed, she believed. That's the way you do it. Everything has a place. That's where it goes. You don't wash that with that. You don't wash towels with clothes. You don't, there's all these kind of rules, So I don't know if she had like etiquette classes or she was that kind of stature, but I definitely want to say that. I also want to say, is it you or her that lived where it snowed? You had spinal surgery? Okay, darling, that makes sense with the spinal column, yes? And it makes sense with the healing to do with the spinal column. And yeah, I mean, I did kind of think I was going to say, are you a Reiki-atician? But definitely do need some energy work going on there. I want to say that I don't get any concerns about the spine though, doll. So they must have either fixed it or you're in a better place with it or you're recovering, because I get good vibes about it. So whatever they did go to kind of do, I do feel like they have alleviated something for you, and that I do believe that is the way to go. I also get books around you. Do you journal, or did you journal? Because I see books, but then when I opened them up, they were journals with your like actual writing, pen written stuff in journals. I don't know if that's something you've either done or haven't done for a while. There needs to be some connectivity to myself, my own spirit, my own need to voice whatever. So even if that is to write, or that you are good at writing or poetry, whichever way it is, I do feel like there's that form of self-expression needs to come on out for you. They're talking about when you were, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, they're talking about when you were younger and that you were quite shy, or that you didn't really say much, or you weren't very expressive. So I don't know if that's something you have definitely overcome and changed, but I kind of feel like I want to say that to you. I feel like I'm looking at a girl, or you as a little girl, probably about 3, but you're so prim and proper. It's almost like the hair's all nice and ringlets, and you've got layers on. So you've got like stockings and black leather shoes, and then you've got like a pinafore dress, and then you've got like a little top under that, and then you've got a little cardigan over the top there. It's just like, geez, you know. Oh, well, that's what I'm just saying. Like, this is what I see around you, darling. But I definitely get a healing sensation from you, but I also want to encourage that section into your life. So I'm not just getting the spinal bit for the healing. I'm not. I definitely get. Do you wear them big chunky crystal bracelets that have the big balls, like all crystal kind of things?
Big balls. Sorry.
You know what I mean? They're big.
Yes. Like this.
Yeah. No, a bit smaller, I mean, actually. Not everyone can
I'm
carry
sorry, the coffee had to come through
around and
eventually.
go down the road, you know. But you know what I mean? I feel like there's crystals. I feel like you're getting into that and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to say kicking off. But there's definitely a lady in spirit that used to smoke, unless that was, nah, not you. She looks like you, though. She looks like, okay, your profile picture, she looks like she kept her hair so smick and perfect, kind of like that too. So I don't know if I'm going to mum or godmother, maybe. But there was a lady in spirit who definitely, she did it really classy. You know, I'm not saying, but she did it classy, but smoking she still did. And I definitely want to come to, is there twins for you guys, or is there, what's the star sign with the twins, Eileen? Come on, I can't think well. Gemini?
It's Gemini.
The Gemini, is that right?
I think so.
Sorry, I had something pop up. I'm like, yeah, not now. I'm reading. I can't read a message. Come on now. Private one, not your stuff one. Okay. Yeah, so I get the twins, or that there's a two. And I also feel like someone's coming on in. You're getting a change of guide. They're telling me that there's someone coming in to work with you more so. I don't want to do the whole I don't want to do the whole, you're getting a Native American Indian, but that's exactly what I'm seeing, I know that's stereotypical, but I didn't see the full on, I didn't see that, but what I did see was the feathers and the drumming and whatnot. A Gemini friend passed who was a smoker. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, darling. I also want to say, was July significant to you? Oh, I didn't know if I was getting June, July, to be quite honest. And that's why I kind of stopped, because they're kind of coming on top of each other. And I also, something about a card. Now, and it might have to do with your friend that passed, to be honest. It's something to do with a card, but it's not just a card. It's one of those cards that has that really lovely, like, poems in each part of the card. It's almost like the card goes on for 3 different kind of pages, and it's all the one thing that keeps going. It's almost like there's a card or a saying or a special something. I don't know. I don't like when I do that. What are you trying to say, Mum? Did you was there something in that, like, thing you got at the funeral or something? There was did you get up and say something at the funeral? There was something about, I think it's that booklet you kind of get at someone's passing, and there was something about a poem in there or the song they chose or something. And there's something significant in that booklet. So I don't know if you still got it. Maybe you need to go and pull it out and have another look. But there's something significant. It kind of gives me the feeling like you're going to read something on the card and go, oh my God, I've been getting coins. I've been finding coins, or that song, oh my God, that song comes in my head all the time. Like, there's something significant about connecting you to your friend, and there's a message in a card or the brochure that you have. There's something significant. You didn't make a funeral, okay. There's something significant. It's almost like, when you go and you buy one of them cards, but it's for like bereavement or I hope you're well or whatever, and it's like the poem goes on the front, and then you open it up, and then the poem continues on the inside, and then on the other side, and then the back also continues. There's something about a card. It's driving me nuts. There's something symbolic about a card or a poem or a keepsake. So I don't know if you got, like me, and you got that special box tucked away with every single card and totem and trinket and whatever, or you got the special drawer in the kitchen that you show all those things in. I feel like you're going to come across something, and futuristically, I feel like you're going to go, oh, this must be what Jenna meant. So just keep that in mind, and I will please pass on to Eileen when that happens, and she will be able to tell me that. But yes, look, definitely know that they're around. I want to give you lavender, or get some lavender happening around you right now. So I don't know if you're starting to, it's the time of the year, we're going to up the things that we're doing. Cards are very important to you. Okay, great. I want to get the lavender. So I don't know if it's the smell or the lavender oil, or you just, kind of fighting off some bugs and try and clean the environment a bit. But either the color or the smell of lavender is for you. So I'm going to leave that with you, my darling. Thank you.
We're going to do one more.
The lucky laugh.
Yeah. I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. So if you have enjoyed tonight, we have got our launch of my VIP club. The Love Angels Light Secret Squirrel Squad. We're launching that on the 23rd of June. It is $20 a ticket. It is a Zoom private event, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be Jenna. Jenna's going to be there. I'm going to be there too. And I'm going to have my cards and my intuition.
Yeah. I look forward to that one, actually. I'm really looking forward to that. Go, my girl, go.
All right. Let's have a look at
Kylie Butler Minogue. Ooh, I like the Minogue. Do I like Minogue? Not usually. But I like your Minogue. Also, I want to sing Like Emotion. Now I've got to get rid of that, because in case it's not your Minogue at all. It might just be something popping in my head because of the Minogue part. Alrighty. Is it you that has a little boy around you, Kylie? Or is there... I feel like I want to talk about the younger male. I felt like it was a little boy. So I don't know if it's yours, or you work with kids, or that maybe your older sibling has a little boy. But I almost wanted to say that there's a little boy I feel that is around you. Actually, I'm going to pull for you. I feel like I want to pull for you, because I feel like lots of things are happening around you. I feel like there's lots of change going on. Yeah, here they come. I almost want to say to you too that there's going to be an offer come, and I don't know if there's something to do with Queensland or North, but I feel like there's an offer. Oh, babe, I'm sorry. He wants you to know he's fine, Mummy. He wants you to know he's fine. I feel like he actually interacts with the people in your family, to be quite honest. I actually feel like he definitely is around you all, to be honest. Now, please don't then think, oh, well, Jenna, I don't know, or whatnot. I'm talking about around the other children, darling. I feel like I'm with them. I almost feel like I play with them even, or have done. And I also want to say, was April significant as well to you, darling? April and also September, I felt was something that popped up at me. I also want to say the number 4, well, that was April. So I don't know if the number 4 is significant on its own, or the month of April is what I'm referring to 100%, or I might be referring to 4 years and April. I'm going to leave that in your gorgeous hands. I also want to say, is there also the little girl for you? Because I feel like I want to acknowledge that. Also having a little female presence around you too. It's almost like I want to encourage you to really go full throttle into these new things that are coming for you. And the reason I say that is I feel like there's some hesitancy. I feel like there's some lots of change that's coming around, but you're kind of like, what's good for everybody. And this is the thing I want to say to you without sounding not lovely. I kind of want you to take on board what's best for you right now, and really look at what is really best, because you're trying to do everything for everyone. His twin is a living female. Okay. That's the one that just hit me, Eileen. I told you. Yeah, that one hit me. I told Eileen at the beginning of the night something real special was going to happen. And I feel like with all the little babies tonight, I feel like it's definitely been special. But that one, that just made my heart go. Because I feel like I got a little vision of him with like a soccer ball. And I felt like he was kind of hanging around the sibling, and that there was definitely a little female presence there. I would almost be amazed and kind of shocked if she was not aware of something. And that could even be just in dream states. I'm not going to say it may be like actual consciousness. It could. I'm just saying I don't want to talk to the little girl. But I'm saying there's definitely a connection. I also want to say that, yeah, the soccer ball was really significant. So I don't know where that is at. I also get red and blue. So I don't know if it's almost like I wanted to mention the Newcastle Knights or something like that, like the colours red and blue. So I don't know if that's symbolic to anybody. I don't know if like your parents live around there or someone you know. She sees him all the time. So that's beautiful, honey. Oh, my darling, you know what, Kylie, I really want to extend some love to you because, you know, that would be a really gorgeous thing. But I could also see how that would be a really hard thing to hear sometimes, you know, and that's okay. It really is okay. So I just want you to know, like, very, very much around you, darling. Also, Kylie, that's your daughter's soccer team colours. Alrighty. I told you, Eileen. I told you. Anyway, God love that. Now, I want to say to you this. There's some really beautiful opportunities coming up. And if you are looking at moving and stuff like that, please don't go, oh, the kids. Oh. Listen, the kids are way more resilient than we give them credit for. Sometimes, and I'm not going to say this is you, but I'm going to talk like this is me, because this is me at times. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe that's not the right thing for the children, but really Jenna's just shit scared of going after her dream. You know what I mean? Like, Jenna's just a little scared that she put all the chips on the table, and if something wasn't to go right, it's all Jenna's fault. And so all of a sudden Jenna will go, oh, I don't know if this is the best thing for the children. Just saying. We do have a tendency to kind of go, But honey, I really want to encourage you to step forward. You've been through a lot. And maybe a change of pace and a change of place wouldn't be the worst thing for you. And if there's a calling to get up to Queensland, maybe there's a very big reason and rhyme for that. You know, oh, you live in Queensland, you want to get out of Queensland. Okay, well, there you go. Like, if you know what you need, honey, we recently moved here, sent all other kids to Florida. You need to know. All right, hon, and listen. Okay, now I'm getting a bit of a vibe about it. Oh no, what did I do? This is not right. What have I done? Boo is mum. Please don't. Sweetheart, your kids are going to grow up and they're going to go get their own lives and they're going to have their own paths and all that kind of stuff. And it is completely true sometimes that our kids' journeys go off and do their own thing, and we might go, oh God, I sent it to the board. I sent it to board over there. I'm a terrible whatever. Or oh my God. But how do you know it's not your kid's path taking over and going and doing what it needs to do? You know, there's no blame. There's no need to blame and shame. You know, when you hurt someone on purpose, there's time to say sorry and all that kind of stuff. So we just moved here to Queensland and love it. Great. Everything happens, my darling, for a reason. And trust me, I've hated them words in my journey at times. Despised them. Could have spewed them back at somebody. Honest to God. But the truth is, it's true. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens the way it's meant to happen. Realistically, sometimes I think we should live back in the day when things were a lot more simple and we just blame the gods for everything. And oh, it's in the hands of the gods. Can you imagine how stressless your life would be if you're just like, hey, it's out of my hands. I can't control nothing. I can't control anything. It's all the gods. You know, that'd be awesome. And it can still be, realistically. I love that they are on their own paths. Yes, this is the thing, hon. Maybe your job's done a little bit, and that's all right too. Maybe it's time to get back to Kylie. What does Kylie want? What does Kylie want to do? Kylie's been a mama for a while. She had that hat on for a bit. She's done that now. You know, there's a life beckoning for you, honey. And that life's got nothing to do with where you've come from or who's left the building. It's got to do with Kylie. You know, I do believe you need some healing, darling. I will say that. Nothing major. Nothing like, oh my God, Kylie, you need healing for 12 months, mate. No. I feel like you need healing. I feel like through the healing you're going to be connected to someone who's really going to become someone in your life. And I really do believe that it'll set you off on your new path as well, my love. With finding new people and connections there, and also opening things up to you from up there. You've just gone to a whole new different place, whole new different vibe, whole new different everything. And they've put you up there for a reason too. It's time for the second stage or the second phase or whatever's left to come for you. So enjoy it realistically. But as I said to you, you are a healer. Awesome. Awesome. Listen, you just went through a midlife crisis. Yeah. And booked into guitar. Awesome. I feel like this. I feel like I want to simplify things for you, or in your energy. I want to simplify things for you. I want to take time out. I want healing. I want a bit of me time. I want a bit of decompression time. And I also want to just give myself a little bit of a time out to not have to jump into the next thing, have all the answers, and know what the hell I'm going to do. It's almost like how you got to Queensland or how you got everything happening was a feat in itself. So it's almost like I want you to take that time and kind of have a little bit of a checking in with you, where you're at your journey, what you would like to come through next. Also, a bit of surrendering to the universe needs to be happening. Things that maybe didn't go to plan, things that you kind of hung on to because you kind of wanted it to be different. I want you to surrender everything from here on in and just allow, and also to love yourself, be a little bit more conscious of being nice to yourself and a bit gentle. And it's almost like, listen, you've just been through a big kind of pilgrimage. Let yourself have a rest. Go down, even in the Western, you'd go and hit the bar. You wouldn't get to town and go, right, time to dig myself a foundation. Just got here. Yeah. No, you'd go to the pub and you'd have a drink and you'd get your horse some water and you'd sit back for a bit and have a dinner and you'd kind of go, yeah, I'm here. Great. I can put my feet up for a bit. And that's what I think you need to do. But yes, Kylie, look, your little angels around you and always will be. You will always be looked after. You will always have him around. I do believe, and I don't know if you do believe, so I'll say this respectfully, I do believe your little boy will come back through your family tree again one day. And I do believe it'll be all in the eyes, my darling. It will be all in the eyes. But other than that, I feel like you just need to time out and you just need to reassess and focus, and that just needs a bit of time, honey. Much love to you. Thank you so much. And everybody that came tonight, thank you so much for coming and supporting. I don't take people's time for granted because time is all we have. Thank you so much. On behalf of me, Jenna Harman Psychic Medium, I hope that you all got to kind of hear something, learn something, get something. And I'm going to cross back over to my host over here, the gorgeous.
Hey, I've got a question.
Go for it.
It's come through on Messenger from someone who watches. Can you pick up if someone that passed has celiac disease?
Can you tell if someone has celiac disease when they were alive? Absolutely. Listen, I can bring through animals and I can turn around to their owner and go, that dog had mange. It had like I can turn around and say, listen, that dog had irritable bowel syndrome, and every time you gave it something like that, it used to be in so much pain. Da, 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 da. So if I can bring through things like your dog had a hair allergy, or your dog had this, and I'm not saying let's compare everyone to a dog, but if I can tell the owner of a dog that your dog had one eye and had trouble with its ear and it couldn't eat certain things, and then I think I can do that with a human being. Yes. Would I, this is the only thing, would I be able to say, this person had celiac disease? Maybe not. But what I might be able to say more so is getting a lot of problems with stomach, a lot of problems with food, digestion, tolerance. I feel like I'm getting, all kind of bloated and I feel physically ill and all that. And you go, oh, of course, Mom, I had celiac disease. That's what you're describing. So could I be magician? Could I be like a magician and go, this got celiac disease? Hey, I just told someone they were ambidextrous and that turned out to be correct. So it's possible. Yeah.
Awesome. You should watch it back. Otherwise, there we go. There she is. Speak of the devil. Well, not the devil. Is that inappropriate in this setting?
I would have got my back. There she is. Hi,
This
Sammy.
was Sammy who asked. Sammy, was it your partner that you wanted to tune into to see if he had celiac disease? We'll see what she says.
Wendy, just to answer you, I think it had something to do with digestion. I don't know if your dog used to chew a lot of stuff or eat a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have been eating, to be quite honest. I got a splintered sensation, just to answer you there, Wendy. I got this splintering sensation. So I don't know if they were eating things that they shouldn't have been and it kind of affected their bowel or it kind of made them really sick and they died. But I kind of feel like there was something about, I used to chew the what out of everything, and I used to eat things that maybe I shouldn't have been eating, like things like trinkets and crap around the house or whatever. I feel like I used to chew lots of things that were foreign, and I feel like I used to ingest things that I shouldn't have been ingesting, and I don't know if that ended up being like wood or actual bone, but I feel that splintering sensation. Just to answer you there, Wendy.
Yeah. So Sam, really good question.
Well, when I look at the photo, to be quite honest, I actually feel like there's a few issues. I don't think that there's just dietary. I go to mind. I go to possible heart, chest, lung, and then I also go down to like stomach, bowel. I also would question mark blood sugar levels and whether certain foods would make my temperament different. So I don't know if they were intolerant to food colorings, food additives, or chemicals, stuff like that. But it was almost like certain things, or it was almost like maybe the certain color dye or certain additives that would make things taste certain things. It's almost like there was quite a few little issues or areas of concern, if you understand. So when I look at your partner, well, first and foremost, gorgeous spirit, gorgeous heart, biggest, loveliest bear of a thing you could ever have seen, wouldn't have hurt a fly, literally. I feel like he did have a hard life or a hard beginning, if you understand, or actually more towards, say, 13 to maybe 25, something like that. I feel like maybe I didn't feel in my element. Maybe I had people that weren't very nice, that sort of thing. But when I actually log into him particularly, I definitely get a few issues. Okay, so he was gluten-free, and I know he had too much gluten. Okay, so once again, additives and things like that would definitely get to my senses. I don't know if that would affect his blood pressure or his. I go to the heart area as well, the heart chest area with him, and I also want to go to my mental clarity, to be quite honest. So, and to be 100%, I don't know if I'm talking about his inner demons or actual like a disconnect mentally. I will say that. And I don't mean that he wasn't smart. I mean, was there depression? Was there emotional things? But when I go up to this space here, it's almost like I feel like very tense there. So I don't know if he had a lot of self-criticism or judgment or what, but they're the areas I want to focus on with him. So it's like stomach, bowel, digestion, maybe even pancreas, connecting to the sugar level, or spikes in sugar that would then in turn make my mood or my digestion kick in or not kick in. And I feel like I became very self-conscious about myself or things around my issues. Yeah, I've been through a lot of things. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, I feel like this. I feel like he was a gentlest soul, and I feel like he had a bit of a rough time between like puberty and young adulthood. And I feel like people were either a-holes to him, nasty to him, took advantage of him, taught him what not to be in the most polite possible way. And I say a-holes because that's what they are when they are like that to someone who's lovely and just totally take advantage and use their power to seem inferior and superior and all the rest of it. So they're a-holes, mate, a-holes. But no, lovely, 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 lovely guy. There's so much love in there for him. I also want to say that he connected very deeply to a woman. So whether it was his nana, his mama, someone like that, I feel like it's almost like I was there for an older lady. So whether I went and visited her, I made sure she was okay, checked in on her, rang her, called her, whichever way. I feel like my concern was about a woman, an old lady. That again was the extension of the heart that this person had. I also feel like there younger people than him. So was he? I feel like there was more people in the family, and I don't feel like he was the youngest one. So it's almost like he wants to acknowledge those beneath him in the line as they go down, sort of thing. He wants to apologize to you, to be quite honest, because we didn't get to achieve what we wanted to together, and we didn't get to be what we wanted to be together, and what we kind of put our heads together in our little, hey, when we do this, and when we move out, when we get married, when we, and he really wants to say sorry about that, because one, he hated to disappoint you this side of life in general, and two, he really disappointed you with his passing. And that comes really kind of full on, because I'm getting the goosies. He's never left you, darling. He still brings you flowers. That's what he wants you to know. He still brings you flowers. I'm going to cry in a minute. This is too much. I don't cry anymore. What's this? What are you doing to me, Eileen?
Sorry. No, whenever Sammy asks me a question, he's here. He's like right here. And I get the heart first. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, he's here.
Killing himself to get through to you, darling. He needs you to know. He really needs you to know, honey. Yeah. I know, pet. I really do know, darling.
All right. Wendy said he wasn't a chewer, but he had a high pulse rate and temperature when I took him to the vet. Brilliant dog. Kids were devastated.
I still want to say he's ate something he shouldn't. So whether that was, I don't know, whether that was something that he shouldn't, like literally, I don't know, whether that was something where someone was getting rid of some kind of rodent or snail or something. All I'm saying is I feel like there's a foreign object in his bowel and his stomach, and I feel like it's splintered. So whether he had a bone and it's splintered, like a cooked bone, or maybe like, not blaming people, but like some of my neighbours used to chuck bones over my fence to my dog, and I didn't even know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying there was something in the stomach, in the bowel, and I feel like it put stress. So I don't know if it actually punctured or something, but that's what I'm getting, Wendy. That's what I'm getting now.
All right, we're gonna. I love your face. We're
Got
going to
me
call
unicorn
it
shirt on, Eileen. Remember how I tell you I want to be a unicorn so I can stab people with my head? You know, there it is. That's my unicorn.
I've popped the link to the event for the 23rd of June into the comments. So, guys, if you would like some more of this, and that's mostly Jenna, but it's not working. I don't know which side you're. Anyway.
Which side?
Yeah, like some more of all of this. 23rd of June, 8 p.m. And we will catch you then. Next week, I have 2 new guests, but my calendar is underneath my computer. All right, next week we have Mel Marden and Beck's going to talk about some witchy stuff with us next Friday night. So that will be very exciting. And Mel is actually a beautiful, beautiful lady I met last year through working in the Easter Show reading room. And she's amazing at what she does. So she actually connected me with my brother the other weekend. It was really cool. That's who we've got next weekend, 23rd of June. Don't forget, it is $20 a ticket. You cannot be there if you don't buy a ticket. I will be sending links out privately. So get on that and we will see you. We'll see you then. Thanks, guys, so much for tonight. Thank you, Jenna, for being here. You are amazing as usual.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Bye.